Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And I am Cole 2K.
Yes, you are. And this is the AEW All In London 2024 predictions episode. For those of you just joining us for the first time, before every WWE, PLE, and AEW pay-per-view, that's always annoying to make the distinction there. We talk about the build-up to the shows, make our official predictions, and on subsequent shows, we break down the results, see how we fared in our predictions, and rate each match on the Co-op Entertainment review scale. So this is the predictions episode for AEW All In 2024, which happens tomorrow night as of this recording. This is a late recording, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Collision, I think, is on literally right now, if I'm not mistaken. We're about to start.
Yeah, I think an hour. It's
another hour.
One more hour.
I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Collision, except for the debut edition of it. I don't think I've ever watched a Collision.
I catch it.
Is it still like the B show, or is it like? Yeah. Is it like the SmackDown to Raw, or is it like Sunday Night Heat to Raw?
No, Rampage would be the Sunday Night Heat. Collision is probably more the pre-recorded SmackDown versus Raw.
Okay. Oh, okay. Pre-recorded SmackDown. Sure. Yeah. They've also got Dark, I think, as well. They got a lot of shows.
Don't have Dark anymore.
All right. Well, let's get into
Dark. Got
Yeah. Oh, they don't do Dark anymore?
No, they got rid of all the YouTube shows.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a YouTube show. I thought it was just like a. It shows what I know about AEW, man. Which leads me to think my predictions championship is at risk for this show.
It's all right. Don't be too confident in that.
Okay, so it should be interesting. There are 9 matches for AEW All In London. So we're going to go through them one by one, make our predictions, talk about the build-up for them, if there even was any in some cases, and make our predictions. So let's start with the Casino Gauntlet match, the winner of which gets a guaranteed world title shot. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this something that they normally do at Double or Nothing or Bound for Glory or something like that? I don't remember this being a all-in thing.
I don't think they had one last year at All In. They normally have some kind of variation of this, whether it's a Battle Royal, Battle Royale, whatever you want to call it. This particular variation of it is a gauntlet match where it's Royal Rumble style entry, and just the first person to get a pin, whether everybody enters or not, whoever gets the first pin or whoever gets the first fall.
Huh.
So
that's interesting.
It could end
have they ever had? Yeah, I was gonna say, have they ever had it where someone's won before the last entrance in?
The first time they had it, which was after, I think it was after the pay-per-view that Swerve won, was the other time they had it, or the pay-per-view after, the Dynamite after Swerve won the title. They had the first one of it, and Ospreay won it. And coming out of it, Roderick Strong was complaining about how he didn't get a chance to enter because the match had already ended.
Oh yeah.
And that's how he got his
title
match against Swerve.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is a little odd. Kind of an odd stipulation match. It's fine, I guess, but
it's different.
It's a little weird.
They tried something different, so give them credit for that.
Yeah, they're definitely not just taking the Royal Rumble and copying it. They're twisting it a little bit, which is cool. They've only announced like 33% of the field for this match, so it's kind of hard to make a prediction. But the way that I kind of looked at it is, I went, "Who's not on the card that probably should be?" or is a big star that makes sense to face a champion in the future. It also doesn't guarantee when this title shot is, so I don't know if it's like on Dynamite at some point or at the next pay-per-view or what. So, yeah, I looked at the field and I went, the only one I can think of. There's actually two that I could think of, but the one that I'm going with is Adam Page.
Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page.
I was about him. But if I picked him, then I would have had to change my pick for the title match. If that's a hint for who I'm going to pick for that. I went for the person who hasn't been around since the last review when he lost his world title, and that would be Jon Moxley.
That was my other pick. Was going to be Moxley. Interesting.
You thought about who surprises could come in, like a Ricochet, like Dijak. Other people, but I think for a title shot against either Swerve or Danielson,
Moxley makes sense.
Moxley, yeah, I like Moxley.
Okay. What's your confidence point on that one?
Oh, one straight one. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
That's it.
Absolutely. One confidence.
Not confident at all. Not knowing who all is going to be in.
Oh, actually, no. I changed mine. I'm two. I'm two confidence points.
Oh, you're two. Ooh.
There. I'm two. There we go.
One
that could be a 1 point difference.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, there's one match that I'm less confident about, and that's actually the next one on our list, which is the London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship. This is the Patriarchy, which is Christian, Killswitch, and the kid that I always forget his name.
Nick
Wayne. They're the current champions versus the Big Bang Gang. Big Bang Club, I was about to say. Big Bang Gang. Bang Bang Gang. I can't even speak today. It's not happening. Yeah, the Bang Bang Gang versus the House of Black versus... Yes, Bang Bang Gang versus Pac, or Pac, whatever you want to call it, and the Blackpool Combat Club members, Yuta and not Cesaro, whatever his name is now, Claudio. Yeah.
Claudio and Wheeler.
This is one of those matches where you could flip a coin, and I would believe you. Roll a dice.
As far as the build up to this, no, there's not a whole lot. They stripped the Bang Bang Gang of the titles a few weeks ago, and Christian and the Patriarchy won. Now, but he gave the title. He gave one of the titles to Mrs. Wayne, the mother. So technically, she should have to be a participant in it, though, right? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure she'll get involved somehow.
Yeah, get involved. She technically she's of the four people in that group. She's the second biggest. So she should be in the match.
Yeah. Because I have no clue. None of them make sense as the winner to me. None of them are I can see Bang Bang Gang winning just because they never lost it to begin with, so they'll get it back. I can see the Patriarchy winning just because they're going to keep the titles. I really can't see House of Black or Pac in the Pac in the Combat Club one is really random to me. I don't see that one happening.
Me neither.
I guess if some of them are the hometown crowd. I guess kind of.
Yeah,
not really.
Pac,
it's the
Pac
Blackpool
is in the club or is in the match for the hometown thing because he was part of last year's All In. They put him in it to have him be part of it this year. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is my 1 point guess. I'm just gonna go with Patriarchy retaining their titles.
I had pretty much the same thinking. There's no reason to take it off of Patriarchy. The only other group I could see winning would be Bang Bang Gang. But I actually gave this one 6 points.
Wow. Wow, that could be
Just
that's
because,
a game changer right there. If you
yeah, just because the other groups don't
damn.
make too much sense to me.
No, yeah, especially House of Black. That's like why would they win in this match? There's no reason to. They're just kind of there. This is a paycheck
Right.
match.
Just
All right.
get nine more people on the show, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for the match itself, though. It should be pretty legitimately cool. That's a lot of people in a ladder match.
Oh yeah.
So that could
Well,
be
I mean,
spot
it's
fest for sure.
definitely a good crashing.
The next match that I have here is the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks defending against FTR and the Acclaimed. What do you think of this one?
You take the reins on this one.
Oh, did I lose you? Oh, you want me to take it? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one where I'm like, this is another match that's just thrown together to me. Like FTR to me at this point is kind of boring, honestly. I'm big fans of their in-ring work, but they've never done anything to impress me outside of the ring. Promo-wise, they're just generic wrestlers. And, I get that that's their shtick. They're kind of like Chris Benoit in that regard, where I'm a wrestler. This is what I do. But
yeah,
that only goes so far for me. The Acclaimed, I love the Acclaimed. Why have them win it right now, though? I don't know. I think didn't they win it last year at this pay-per-view?
I think
could be wrong.
Tag team title match last year was FTR against the Bucks. I think that was the title match last year.
Oh, well, that kind of sways me a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to go with the Young Bucks retaining.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you on FTR. They don't really fit in. They never really have fit into the AEW style. Whether it's the rules, whether it's the tag team situation, they just kind of stick out like a sore thumb. They are really good in ring, but they don't do the high spots. They're more the, and I hate to say the term, they're more the WWE style, psychological, tell a story in the ring with psychology instead of moves. Promo.
There's nothing wrong with that. FTR is amazing in the ring.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely good at what they do. They just kind of stick out, kind of like Punk did in AEW. Acclaimed.
AEW. Yeah, I agree.
Acclaimed. I could do without them. They're entertaining. They're entertainment.
Yes.
To me, they're not that entertaining. Just it's this a different rap in a different city, and they're they're decent in the ring. Bucks I can't stand.
Yeah, me either. I'm not a Bucks fan either.
But I'm giving them the match because I don't see any reason to take it off of them in their current gimmick, their current storyline as EVPs.
Yeah. I agree.
I think they'll win. They'll win with shenanigans, whether it's by getting involved or what. But I think they'll win, and my confidence point is at a 7 on this one.
Wow. Okay, mine's at a 3.
I'm a 7.
All right. So far, I feel like you're wrecking me. No matter what happens so far at this point. That's not good.
If you hit your high point ones, you'll be all right.
Yeah, we gotta get. Well, I have to disagree with you at some point in order for that to happen, or have a vastly different point count. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not hyped on that match. Honestly, I'm sure it'll be decent, especially with the Young Bucks and FTR in there. But and it being a triple threat match, that's always fun. But we'll see. The next one up on the list is the FTW Championship. Chris Jericho, the champion, defending versus Hook. This one's, they gotta get Hook away from the FTW Championship. They really do.
With it being Taz's, I don't know how you can. Unless they hire it. Unless they just get rid of it.
It's just he's stuck in this rut where he's always around this title, and it's like, get him doing something else, please. And Chris Jericho right now to me is very stale. I love Jericho, all the props to him, legend, but this whole learning tree gimmick and the
Hey guys,
I don't know, doesn't do it.
Dad does nothing for me.
Doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, no. As far as predictions go, I went back and forth on this one many times, but I'm going with Hook. And I'm hoping that the outcome is Hook winning and then retiring the title, or just no longer defending it and moving on, you know? It doesn't make sense to retire it on anyone else besides him, so I'm hoping that they just end this feud, end this whole FTW championship stuff, and he retires. But whether that will happen, I'm not sure. But I think Hook's winning it, though.
I'm along the same lines as you. The build up, it's Hook and the FTW title. Like you said,
yeah.
He's not been away from
title.
It since a fake title that they don't recognize, but they fight over, and they have AEW referees and stipulations for. I don't know. I hope Hook wins. I hope they retire it. I think. I bet he does win with a little bit of help from, because Taz had been
That would be cool.
kind of a part of it, kind of like a third party. I think at the end, Taz is in the ring holding up Hook's hand as a victor, and Hook gives the title back to his father, and I hope to retire it.
That would be cool.
Tomorrow night.
That's a cool way of retiring it, giving it back to Taz.
It would be.
Yeah.
Confidence.
I like that idea.
9. This is the one I'm most confident in.
Holy crap! I think I'm done for, man. I got 5 on this one.
You got 5?
Yeah. I think you're gonna cook my goose.
See,
on this one.
Looks like you're more important, or you're more confident on the important ones. I'm more confident on the ones that are meaningless. Pretty much.
Yeah, we'll see how these ones shake up, for sure. As far as excitement for FTW's championship match, what are we thinking there? I don't really care.
I'm excited. I'm hyped for it to be retired. So if that's
that's
about
for sure.
it. That's about it.
I'd like to see it just to see Hook get a really good feel-good win in front of a stadium. You know?
Yeah, I think last year, I can't remember who he wrestled last year. There, I don't know. No,
was he even on the card last year?
Yeah, it was Hook and Jack Perry for the FTW.
Wow.
Yeah,
Shows you how memorable that card was. The only thing I remember about that card was, I guess MJF and Adam Cole was last time? Yeah, I don't... Oh, and I remember Saraya winning the title.
That was a whole Jack Perry.
There was...
it was real glass crying the river.
Oh, right, on the car. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Against
right.
Hook.
Speaking of Jack Perry, the next match on our list is the coffin match for the
Nice
TNT
segue.
Championship. Yeah. Jack Perry defends against Darby Allin. One thing I want to point out at this point is that 4 matches in a row are like no DQ matches. I'm assuming the FTW Championship is no DQ.
It's contested under FTW rules. It's no DQ.
Yeah. So we have a ladder match, we have a triple threat match, we have an FTW match, and we have a coffin match.
But then again, it's
holy
AEW.
gimmicks.
But
yeah.
It's AEW,
And a casino gauntlet match. So every match so far is a gimmick match of some kind. Crazy. But yeah, coffin match. Jack Perry defending against Darby Allin. What are you thinking on this one?
I mean, coming in You've got your two young, what they call pillars. I don't know if they still considered pillars. But you've got Darby Allin,
Yeah.
stuntman, doesn't give a flip about his body, risks it every time, and then scapegoat Jack Perry. I don't know what really he's a scapegoat for. It's the big 1 year anniversary of his little incident from last year. Suspension, and he grew a beard, and I guess he feels like he grew some balls. But he's got his brand new title that he made himself, and he challenged Darby to a coffin match. I
gotta look up this title because everyone keeps telling me to check it out. I haven't seen it.
It does look really cool. The little video they did on it was really cool. Now, if Jack did it himself,
I've been told it looks really cool.
If Jack did it himself,
is it the one that's like sort of like black and gray and it's got like a red smear over it?
Yep, that's it.
That is pretty badass looking. I will agree.
It's not available to purchase, which would be really cool to purchase.
Of course it's not.
It's not. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't.
Okay. Who do you have?
I don't know. Even when this match is over, I don't know if the story's done. I think they'd still go back to Darby and Jack. But I think Jack wins. I think Jack does end up putting Darby in the coffin and winning the match. Obviously with some outside help from I don't know who. But I think there will be outside help and Darby will lose.
I went back and forth on this one many, many times because Jack Perry is technically part of the Elite now, right?
Yes.
So I figured they're both probably going to retain. But I think coming off of Sting's retirement, Darby's kind of being pushed back into the singles picture. And I think he's going to get a push. But the question is it going to start now? And I want to go with Jack Perry because I think it makes sense to keep the belt on him. He's kind of getting a push too. It's two guys that are kind of being pushed. But I ended up settling on Darby as the winner.
Yeah.
They could pass it back and forth, I guess, if it's not a finished feud. Not super confident in it, but I don't know. I think Darby deserves a win. Like a good, clean win at this point to give him some momentum. He's leaned on Sting for such a long time now that I just let's give him something.
Makes sense.
But it's only my 4-pointer.
That's my 4-point.
Oh,
that is my 4.
Okay, that could be the break. That could be the breaking point right there. All right. That should be a good match. Those two guys go hardcore. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a high spot, cringe. Not cringe in a bad way, but cringe like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. That looks like
ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
I really hope that they don't book the matches in this order, though. I would hate if we got all of these no DQ matches in a row, and then we got a bunch of straight matches. That would suck. So I hope they mix it up a little bit.
Yep.
The next match is the AEW American Championship / I think it's normally the International Championship?
Yep, International.
Or Continental? I have no idea.
International.
We have so many. Okay, that's one thing I want to say is every match on this card, except for the Battle Royal, is a championship match.
Do you think
that's
a
lot of titles?
There's too many titles?
Yeah, slightly too many titles. Yeah, just slightly. Slightly. Do they have more than this? Or is this all their titles, or is there more?
They have the Continental one, the one that Okada and Claudio are wrestling over tonight on Collision.
That makes sense. because they
And I
have
think that's it.
Wait, okay. So they have 3 tiers of singles titles for each gender.
2 for the women, 3 for the men.
But the women just have the TBS and the women's. They don't have a continental.
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
That's still too many though. There's still too many. Okay. Yeah. So the AEW American Championship, MJF defends against Will Ospreay. I think the last pay-per-view they had a match. Did they not?
No, that was a
no,
Dynamite.
it wasn't the last pay-per-view. It was on Dynamite. That's right.
Yep.
It was the hour-long epic where MJF beat him.
The 250th episode, Dynamite.
Yeah. Crazy match. So I guess this is the rematch. It is in Will Ospreay's hometown, home country, whatever you want to call it. All signs point to Will winning this, but I'm going with MJF because I love MJF and I want to see him stick it to the crowd and hold up that American Championship winning over Will Ospreay. I think that would be beautiful heat. But the book, not the booker in me, but like the foreseer in me does see Will Ospreay getting the feel good win here, and that way they've both won one, and then they'll have their what do they call it, a rubber break or tiebreaker.
Yep.
At a future event. So I'm gonna go with MJF though, just because I need to take a risk and try to win something here. But it wouldn't shock me at all if Will Ospreay wins. This is my 6-pointer.
Oh, you're 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not you. That's me.
I'm pulling for MJF on this one.
So we've had all these stipulation or gimmick matches. This one, I'm actually surprised that they did not do one. Because the first one was the 59-minute, 58-second where MJF won with his ring. So I'm kind of surprised that this rematch is just another straight wrestling match and not some kind of a gimmick match. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Diamond ring on the pole.
diamond ring on a pole. Bruv pole match. I don't know, something like that.
Bruv on a pole.
Bruv on a pole.
That's funny.
I did go back and forth on this one too. I know the whole, AEW doesn't let people lose in their hometowns kind of thing. But like you said, this is MJF. So anything can happen. I also went with MJF.
Damn it! I'm screwed. It's over.
Set up.
I'm so screwed.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. I did go with Ospreay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yep.
Okay, I have a chance.
I went fourth instead of just back. So I went back fourth to Ospreay. Because I think...
Gotcha. I did go back and forth, too. I was like, Will's gotta get the hometown win. But it's MJF. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think maybe to set up the river match for 2 weeks later at All Out.
Yeah, because that's right. There's only like a week between the 2 pay-per-views. Yeah.
So I went with 3 confidence points on this one. This one I'm a little less confident on. So I went with 3.
All right. I could make up some ground on that one. All right.
Yep.
I'm definitely looking forward to that match. That might be
one
of my top 3.
All your IWC
on this card.
Meltzer marks are definitely going to look at 6 or 7 stars for that one for sure. For sure.
Yep, just because Will's in it. Exactly.
And it will be a good match.
All right, we got... Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good match. After the classic they had, how could it not be? All right, we got 3 left. The next one is the TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné defends against Britt Baker. And I think Mercedes Moné has Camille in her corner.
She
does. If I remember correctly. I don't know a whole lot about this feud, unfortunately. I just ran out of time. I'm just going to say I went with Mercedes Moné. I think they're positioning her as, like, the next big thing for the women on the card, which say what you will about Mercedes, the person, whatever. They're clearly investing their money in her. I just don't see her losing in her first match against the kingpin, Britt Baker, upon her return.
Yep. If you want kind of a summation on the build-up to this, you can go back and look at last year, Saraya and Britt Baker. It's pretty much the same thing. Mercedes comes in, I'm the queen now, and Britt says, no, you're not. This is my house. I was the first one here, and this is my house. So, 2 years later, but this time, I have Mercedes winning it, and just like Saraya and Britt before.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I don't see a world where Britt wins this.
Nope.
No. I have 7 points on this one.
This one's my 5-pointer.
Okay. I could make up some ground again. Okay. As far as the match quality goes, it could be good. I haven't seen Mercedes wrestle since she was in WWE, honestly. I honestly have not seen her wrestle yet. Did she wrestle at the last pay-per-view? I may have skipped the match, honestly.
She did. I know that's not the one she won it. I can't remember who it was that she faced. But yeah, she did. I mean, she won. She hasn't really gotten better. She hasn't gotten worse, but the level of the other talent has gotten a lot better than when she had wrestled in WWE.
Yeah. She needs to step up her game to her NXT days in order to compete, in my opinion.
I mean, definitely the best matches she had were against the talent in NXT, against the Bayley, the Charlottes in NXT. Yep.
I mean, I still respect her because, in my opinion, she still holds the crown for the best women's match I've ever seen. Between her and Bayley at, NXT Brooklyn or something like that, NXT New York. Just a phenomenal match, and then they followed it up with a 30-minute Iron Woman match. Crazy. All the respect in the world to her, but it's so hard to tell with her how much of her is the character and how much of her is the person. She really blurs the line.
She does,
and I don't know whether she's doing that on purpose or if she is legitimately this cocky bitch. You know what I mean? I just don't know.
Yes. That's what I think.
So we'll see. We'll see where this one goes. And then our final 2 matches are the top title matches in the company. We have the AEW Women's World Championship with Toni Storm, who I'm pretty sure has been champion for a while now. I feel like she's had that
for a long time.
Yeah. Defending against Mariah May. Now, this is Toni Storm's hometown or home country, whatever you want to.
No, it's not Toni Storm. It's Mariah's.
Oh, is it? Where's Toni? Isn't Toni Storm from Britain?
No, she's from New Zealand.
Australian? New Zealand. Well,
she's
okay then. Had no idea.
Yes. Yeah.
I just remember her having that accent and being in NXT UK and just assuming that she was
she
British.
She is New Zealandish.
Apparently she's much further east than the UK.
And south.
And south, yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I don't see a world where Toni Storm keeps this title. Mariah May is I don't even follow AEW at this point, and Mariah May is constantly in the zeitgeist. She's constantly being talked about, constantly see her name popping up everywhere, and I'm like, okay, she must be the next big thing in women's wrestling. So I've got Mariah May for this one.
Me too. Then they have done a really good job of building her up as a creditable person to be champion, or to win the championship match. Not that they've kind of dropped Toni Storm off a little bit, but they have definitely focused more on building Mariah up as a challenger to beat
Mhm.
Tony, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely very
Um,
confident on Mariah winning this one.
yeah, it says Tony Storm's been champion since November of 2023.
Yep.
So almost a year.
Yeah, I was thinking it was
Almost a
probably
year.
the pay-per-view after All In last year when Saraya won
All in
last year.
last year. Yeah. Yeah, so Saraya won it and then lost it, like the next pay-per-view. Transitional champion, Saraya.
Oh,
I probably... I was gonna say, I'm probably pretty lonely in this opinion, but I think Saraya / Paige might be one of the most overrated wrestlers. I never got it.
she was. I mean, she stuck out in that era, in the Divas era, because she wanted to be a
There
wrestler
wasn't.
the entire time.
Yeah.
But when they started getting more people who wanted to be wrestlers and trained to be wrestlers instead of valets learning how to wrestle, she got passed up.
Oh yeah.
Is my
Yeah.
opinion.
She's average at
when
best.
the
I don't know why she's so popular.
Yeah, when the Baileys and the Zashas
Um.
and the Beckys came in, they passed
Yep.
up Paige. Now Saraya a lot.
Did you see that
By far.
that GIF of Saraya and Tony Storm doing that like wrestling chain?
Yeah, I saw that.
I think it was on Dynamite or Collision or something, and it was so bad.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was yeah.
so bad.
It looked like
It
slow
was like
motion.
watching. Yeah, it was like watching Daniel Bryan and Zack Sabre Jr. In slow motion.
Yeah,
It was like, what? This is not. You guys are not good at this. You should not be doing this. This is,
yeah.
this is not your forte. How many points did you have for Mariah May?
This is my 8-pointer.
Me too. Damn it! I'm so screwed. It's over. One,
See, but I think you
two,
might get me on
three.
the next one.
New predictions champion.
No, I think
Yeah, I
you'll
think.
get me on the next one.
I don't know, man. Well, let's get into the next one. Next one is the last one, and what we assume will be the main event, the AEW World Championship or World Heavyweight Championship, whatever they're calling it. Swerve Strickland, another long-time running champion at this point, defending against Daniel Bryan in a title versus career match. If Bryan Danielson loses, his career is over. And we know that his career is already ending. It's he's already stated by the end of 2024 he will be done
Full time. As a full time
as a
wrestler.
full-time wrestler. Yeah, he maybe him, maybe he'll come back once in a blue moon for one match a year, kind of Taker style, or maybe he's just going to run things behind the scenes. Who knows? But yeah, as a full-time wrestler, he's done this year. So the thing that you said earlier about All Out being 1 or 2 weeks away, that's what changed my opinion on this match. I was going to go with Swerve, but as much as Bryan Danielson doesn't want to win the championship, he's going to win the championship, in my opinion. He's going to win it, and then he's going to drop it either right back to Swerve at All Out or to someone else at All Out. That's my thought process. I cannot picture, and he doesn't deserve to have done this whole AEW run and not had a title. So that's my thought. He's gonna win it. He's gonna continue on, and pass the torch by giving up the title.
Okay. That one.
And that's my 9-pointer.
Oh, you're that confident in that one, huh?
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way: if Swerve wins, I will be so happy for him to be the one to quote unquote retire Bryan Danielson, because Swerve is, man, he's killed the critics. You know what I mean? Like he Damian Priest was one of those guys who won the title, and you hear a lot of people going like, "Really, Damian Priest?" And then he did a lot of changing opinions in his run, but I think Swerve has done that like 5 times better than Damian Priest did. No offense to Damian Priest because he did a great job, but I think Swerve is he's fantastic, man. He's so good.
Yeah, in ring, Swerve has done really good as far as building himself up as a credible champion.
Yep.
The way that he's presented by the company or by Tony Khan as far as advertising and just how important the title feels on him. Maybe not so much.
Yeah, it's not his fault though. That's definitely Tony's fault.
No, that's definitely not Swerve's fault. Swerve's doing everything that he can.
Yeah, horrible booking.
Yeah. But I do see Danielson ending his reign tomorrow night as well. I don't see this being the end of Danielson. Well, I mean, it would be anyway.
No.
He'll still come back and do, one-offs, whether it's Grand Slams, whether it's, pay-per-views in Washington or whatnot.
Or in WWE, where he should be ending his freaking.
Which I mean, that
drives me nuts.
That very well could be too. But I do see Danielson winning. Whether it's Swerve getting a title match back. I thought when I was going back and forth with Ospreay and MJF, I was thinking, MJF would win and Ospreay might get a title match against Swerve later. Or Ospreay running back with Danielson 2 weeks later at All Out, and Ospreay winning, beating Danielson and All Out 2 weeks later if MJF were to win tomorrow night.
Right.
But I think overall Danielson will win tomorrow night, and whether it's 2 weeks later or 3 months from now when Full Gear comes, I think Danielson will drop it then.
Right. Yeah.
And
that makes the most sense to me as well.
But that's only my 2, because I kept waffling back and forth on it.
Ooh. So
it is only 2.
So the only way I can really get my ass handed to me is if Swerve wins. If Bryan Danielson wins, I at least have I have a shot, I would say.
Yep.
We picked a lot of the same picks.
I think
just some different point.
2 different ones. You had MJF, had Ospreay.
But our point selections were completely different.
Oh, they were. With
the exception of the only one that matched was Tony Storm and Mariah May. Yeah.
Nope. Darby and Jack was also a 4-pointer, but I picked
4-pointer.
Jack and you picked Darby.
Right. Yeah.
So that's guaranteed 4-point swing.
Absolutely. So that is the AEW All In 2024 card. Those are our predictions. We've locked them in. The show is tomorrow night. I, unfortunately, will not be able to watch the show live. I am going to Fan Expo tomorrow in my province's capital of Toronto to mingle it up with some celebs.
A-list, I'm sure.
And, yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, there's a couple. John Rhys Davies is going to be there. For those of you who don't know that name, he is Gimli from Lord of the Rings, and he was a character whose name I can never remember in Indiana Jones.
I thought he was in the Tudors series several years
ago. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff, but I would say those are probably his 2 most notable ones. He was in Star Trek Voyager a lot as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there he was. He's also done a lot of voice acting and all that kind of stuff. Bryce Dallas Howard is going to be there.
Name sounds familiar.
Most people would know her as the redhead from Jurassic World.
That's right.
But she's also in Lady in the Water and The Village and a bunch of other stuff. yeah, so I will not be here for the show, so I will watch the post show. Are you able to document our winnings for the show, since I will not be around?
Yes,
Okay,
I will.
cool.
I
Awesome.
will be at work. Probably the first, actually, probably about 2/3 or 3/4 of it. I will be at work, but I should be able to listen to it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Listen to it live.
Sweet. Fantastic. Well, okay. So that is our show. We'll be back next week with the results of AEW All In 2024, as well as our predictions for WWE Bash in Berlin, which is next week. And then we'll be back the following week, I guess, right? For
Yes.
results for Bash in Berlin and predictions for All Out, I guess.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Busy week.
Holy crap. That's a lot of recording.
Although it probably won't be as long because as of now, I think there's only 4 matches announced for Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, it's really weird, right? There's got to be a 5th. They always do.
There's got to be one. I mean, that's a light card to have an international.
That's a light
PLE.
card. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's next week's issue. That's next week's
Yeah,
problem.
we will see what happens. Yeah, absolutely. If you need to reach me, or if you want to reach me or say hi, I am at COE_TJLeo on Twitter.
And I am at Cole2K on Twitter at CULL.
And you can email in your questions, comments, suggestions, whatever you want to send us at co.op.podcasts@gmail.com, or just tweet us. You can do that too. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe.
And
if you want to subscribe, by the way, you can click up here. I got a little bubble that's going to appear right here somewhere. And if you missed the last episode of Wrestling Renaissance, you can click down here. I'm going to have a little square rectangle link there for you. You can click there and make sure you don't miss the last episode. But that's all for us. Thank you for joining me, Colt2K.
Thank you.
And we will see you in a week for a heck of a lot more.
See you next week.
Next week will be a beefy episode, that's for sure.
Yes.
Later.